All right, here we go. North high, short north. It's all life. Hey, it's Brainmuffin back with another beer review. And here we have something that caught my attention just because of the can itself. This is kind of looks like my first thing was, oh, it's Miller High Life, right? You've got life and high in the same thing, but and maybe they are because it is a sparkling ale, but we'll see. And I think they use champagne yeast in this, so 7.5% on the alcohol. I don't know what the IBUs are, but we're going to see if I can just kind of make a guess. So North High Brewing in Columbus, Ohio. I don't believe I've ever had anything from them. I've had several others, and part of my concentration in trying to get to 100 reviews by the end of the year is to get a lot of Ohio beers, and I want to do Cincinnati and Columbus in particular, but we're doing Dayton, we're doing all over the place. Anything in Ohio. I really want to make sure I get some Ohio beers. So this one, like I said, caught my eye, carefully crafted in Columbus, Ohio. Somewhere in here I think it said, yeah, so blending champagne yeast with our housed American ale strain creates a soft, effervescence worthy of any celebration. So let's find out. I suspect it's going to be pale, maybe even yeller, and perhaps even quite fizzy. Because Miller High Life, they call themselves a champagne of beers. I think they use champagne yeast, or at least they used to. It's a beer that I've tried, and I don't know I don't like it. So here we have North High Brewing Company, Life. So a little on the cloudy side. But I had somebody ask me, I do rinse my glassware before I shoot these things to try and cut down on any residue. The soap residue will cut down on the head, and it could contribute to cloudiness and off flavor. So I try to make it as neutral as possible. It doesn't always seem to work, but hey, decent head. It does stay around. We got nice, yeah, we do have a blend of bubbles. So you can, I don't know if you can see it there, but we have very, very small bubbles coming off the laser holes in the bottom of the Sam Adams glass, as well as larger ones. And I suspect the small bubbles are from the champagne yeast and the larger ones are from their regular ale yeast. So even though the head's pretty much gone, we still have this continuous flow of CO2 up. That's great. Really not a whole lot on the nose. Yeah, that's very interesting. It has this lager-esque finish, but it's an ale. So not a whole lot of flavors. There's some malt sweetness, not a lot of hop profile, not a lot of hop bitterness. I'm going to guess that the IBUs are somewhere between 15 and 20, but that's only a guess. So I mean, it's just very clean on the nose, not a whole lot, nothing surprises, nothing jumps out. See if we can swirl a little bit, get it to release some. It might be one of those when people say, oh, it tastes beery or tastes like beer. This might be what they're thinking because it tastes like beer. It has some bitterness very late in the back of the mouth. It kind of lingers, but it's kind of sweet. The fizz, the champagne yeast really dances along your tongue. But what I like about it is this is obviously a beer. Now granted, it is pretty high in alcohol content, and there is a little bit of a warming after a little bit. But this is definitely a beer that's going to pair well with a lot of different foods. It's not going to overwhelm anything. It's just going to cleanse your tongue a bit, help you enjoy those foods a little bit better. It's probably not going to really express those other flavors very, very much. It's just really just going to kind of be there, be enjoyed with the food. I would have this with just about anything. I really don't know if I can do a food pairing. For some reason, I've got this kind of almost like a stew, something between a stew and a goulash soup. So maybe a goulash with noodles and things and different types of meats and vegetables. I don't know, that's what's running through my head. I don't know why. I'm just kind of stuck on German foods or something. This is very Germanic. It's like this, if this was, there are German ales, I think, and this is what I would think of as a German ale in many ways. Perhaps because of the champagne yeast. I thought Heineken was technically an ale, but I'm not sure about that. But anyway, it's a very good beer. I'm going to give it a 4. It has a nice, like I said, very clean finish, only slight bitterness. It is relatively sweet, but it's just not like drinking a soda or something like that. But so I think it's a good balance. You kind of get a little bit of sweetness and you get a little bit of bitterness at the end. So you start with sweetness, you end with a little bit of bitterness. It's about the same, very well balanced, very neutral in tone, no surprises. This is a decent beer. If you want to introduce somebody that likes, say, Budweiser or Coors or something, not the lights, but the regular ones, or maybe Miller High Life, and you want them a tiny bit more flavor, which this does have, but isn't going to overpower them with hops and bitterness and fruits and all that vegetables or whatever else and citrus and pine and all that crap. This is a very good beer to kind of just make a small transition. You're going to go up in alcohol content a bit compared to those other ones, so you're going to probably go up a little bit in calories and kind of adjust from there. But overall, this is very good beer. You could definitely sip this on a hot day out. I wouldn't be in the sun, but say out on the back porch under the shade or something and having a barbecue and talking to friends. This is definitely a kind of beer. It's not really a session beer. It's 7.5, so kind of keep that in mind. This is not 3.5, 4% beer, but definitely have with just about any food whatsoever. And this thing will go well. I think it's even go well with hot dogs with mustard, not hot dogs with ketchup. When you're over the age of 12, I think that's supposed to be illegal or something, but I don't know. All right, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for clicking subscribe. Thanks for all the ideas for beers. We got a lot to get through, and we're going to just keep them coming. I like the feedback, getting more and more feedback, more views. We've had some breweries pick up on some of the videos, and they've tweeted them out and put them on their social networks and stuff like that. So I'm going to get some more views and some more ideas of what to try next. And I'm really starting to try to find some Swedish beers in Finland and other countries, Poland even. We have some around here, but we don't have a lot. But I want to do also other countries and stuff. So if you got any suggestions whatsoever on beers, let me know, and we'll see if we can find it, and we'll get it reviewed for you. All right, thanks very much. Bye. So we need to move it that way. Let's see if I'm too tall. All right, let's see how well this works. Obviously, we got to turn all the noisemakers off, and I got to find this beer. This table's a mess. Family. No, this crap's mine. I just would throw it all away. Well, no, that's mine. All right, let's go. Sit up straight. Talk to the camera. Woohoo!